Welcome back to the home studio and welcome to the Stevie Richards Show. This is episode 15. My name is Stevie Richards. Today we are going to talk about, of course, my name is Stevie Richards. It's called the Stevie Richards Show. Very creative name for a show. But today's episode is going to be the fundamentals of the professional wrestling match. This is going to be a very smartboard heavy show, but we're light one host. James is not here this week, so I'm flying solo. It's an excellent tryout, an excellent test run for my 80s love song radio show to replace Delilah's Den someday. We'll see if I can make that dream come true at 52 years old. I'm a huge 80s music fan, especially 80s love songs. I know, it's that, between that and playing video games at 52 years old. By the way, I am reading the comments about people saying they want me to start a gaming channel. And over the weekend, I was testing out a bunch of video capture cards. And it's kind of my albatross with the Steam Deck, capturing video and audio. Video's okay in most cases. I use Elgato capture cards. I even bought an AverMedia one to test it out, how to send it back to Amazon. That did not work. The audio, whether it's the Steam Deck or the emulation that I have via a micro SD card with all the classic wrestling games. I have a lot of fun playing those, especially the greatest football game ever made, even in 2024, ESPN, NFL 2K5. Had a blast playing it, but I really want to start capturing gameplay. I even uploaded a video here to the YouTube channel playing Revenge, SmackDown versus Raw, Giant Graham 2000, New Japan Pro Wrestling 4, and in separate videos, I was going to do Fire Pro Wrestling World and Retromania Wrestling, but the audio was really very clunky, intermittent, inconsistent, not really great quality. So we'll have to redo that video, and maybe if I do decide to turn the previous channel, which was the Stevie Richards Wrestling Analysis channel, we still have 99,000 subscribers there. If that's what you want me to do and start a gaming channel, I'm more than happy to do that. It's just the technical difficulties. Speaking of that, thank you to Chris for creating that technical difficulty screen. That was all me with the walker and pretty much during the spine. If you can't make fun of almost dying from your own spine infection, what can you do? What is comedy at that point? Wrestlers are a strange bunch. If we don't laugh, we will cry. And I did cry plenty of times during that experience with the spine infections. But I feel very blessed to be here with you today, and also blessed to have a team. This is where James is going to get mad at me for giving him acknowledgement and putting him over. I'm very, very blessed and very, very thankful and grateful to have a team here at the Stevie Richards Show, mainly James and Chris. It's a great team. The first 14 episodes have flown by. We've done a couple other videos on top of that, some reaction stuff, but 15 episodes in, we're really working hard still to try to make this a TV broadcast quality product and brand. So please be patient as we experiment with different stuff, try things out. And of course, in my tech world, I'm 3%. Any defect or anything like that comes across my desk is usually just the way you go. That's how I learned to do this stuff, and I continue to learn. And speaking of which, like I said, today we're going to talk about the basic fundamentals of the professional wrestling match. We're really going to talk about learning and teaching. It's something I have a great passion and love for professional wrestling, even 30-some years into the business. I love it, but my love is transferred from the ring and active competition to teaching. I always wanted to be a teacher. Even before I started wrestling, I went to Community College of Philadelphia for a pre-education degree and then go on to hopefully become a teacher. Obviously, a gym teacher would have been one of the things, but the other thing was going to be probably either history, I'm a big history buff, or technology, computers, things like that. They were in their infancy. I was in high school in the 1980s, believe it or not. And it was teaching was something I have a great passion for. So I'm very excited about this episode here where we talk about that. As a matter of fact, we're going to bring it out right now. We have a Drew Gulak PowerPoint presentation, of course. We're going to start with this, and we're going to alternate back and forth with each of these elements in a professional wrestling match and go to the smartboard, which we have here with the iPad this time to kind of make it more of a seamless experience, but also I'm going to be able to play the audio from this match. We'll get to that. So that's another thing that's keeping us tethered right now to the desk and the computer when it comes to that. So the fundamentals of the professional wrestling match, and here we go. The match consists of 6 main elements. The entrance, yes, the entrance is super important. There's a lot of psychology that goes into even the entrance, the music, your situation, your storyline. Is it a climax of a storyline? Is it a payoff match? Is it a hardcore match? Is it a cage match? All these different things. Speaking of cages, people have requested a full breakdown and analysis of my intergender, the first ever intergender cage match with Luna Vachon from ECW. That will be coming as a standalone clip here. We're going to have more Smartboard material, more Smartboard content here at the Stevie Richards Show. So, number 2, the Shine. Now, for people that are casual viewers or casual fans that don't understand the terminology, the Shine is basically where the babyface, a.k.a. the good guy, is out wrestling the heel. It's as simple as that. The Heat is where the heel is basically beating down the babyface, keeping the babyface down. Philly accent already. The babyface down, and the babyface is trying to fight back via hope spots. The babyface not dying. The babyface is generally always alive, always fighting, even just a shot to the gut or trying to push off the heel to create distance. These are all things that are considered to be hope spots. Also, sunset flips, roll up, small package, trying to steal a victory during the heat is also considered to be a hope spot. Number 5 is the comeback. This is where the babyface has had enough, and we have slides for each one. Like I said, Drew Gulak PowerPoint presentation. The comeback is basically when the babyface has had enough and the fight breaks down. Pier 6 brawl, as Gorilla Monsoon would say. Okay, the finish is the finish. The finish, in a way, depending upon how these other 5 elements go, whether you have a simple Occam's razor type finish or you have even more of a roller coaster ride. In 2024, and even back when I was wrestling, and I was guilty of this as well, we tended to overthink and overbook, and too much, way too much for the finish. And something I've learned over the years, you only learn how to get the proper mix of all this stuff with experience. You can watch videos like this, you can watch matches, it can give you an idea. Nothing beats actual in-ring experience and making mistakes in the ring. Trust me, I've made plenty. It's the only way I learn is the hard way, as Vince McMahon would say, the easy way or the hard way. I learned everything the hard way. That might not have been a great analogy in 2024. Let me know in the comments. All right, here we go. The entrance. So the entrance is basically, these are the factors. Now there's questions you need to ask. Why? Why not? These are the 2 main questions. When and where. So when are you in the storyline? And really, where are you sometimes in relation? Are you a heel? Is the babyface's hometown? Are you in another country? Is there all these different types of things can factor into the entrance and how you act. But here I have 6 main points. The storyline. Is this the first match in the storyline? Is this the last match in the storyline? That's probably the 2 most important things. Everything in between can be really, really important, but the beginning and the end are the most important. The type of match. Now, for our Smartboard segment, I'm going to break down and analyze basically my last match that had any storyline involved with it, and that was a hardcore match against PJ Hawks. So the storyline and the type of match, which with him, he was Luke Hawk's son. I was trying to teach him the right way in the business, and Luke didn't teach him the right way. All these different things accumulated into a hardcore match, which was our final match. The time allotted. Now, this is very important. If you're going to do things, you might need to run to the ring. There are certain things that might need to be rushed. If you're short on time, you can't take your time on an entrance. Sometimes the babyface will come out and the heel will jump the babyface from behind before the second entrance, before the first entrance even starts. Could be the other way around. The heel keeps attacking the babyface, And then finally, the heel comes out first and the babyface hits the heel. Bubba Ray Dudley and I had a match like that where Hunter was going after him and kind of, this was Bubba's first singles push after the Dudleys broke up that time in WWE. So what happened was I came to the ring after talking to Hunter in the pre-tape. Bubba came as I was, going to the ring, and I should have been better about it. I'd stopped a few times, which was not my character at the time, and Bubba hit me from behind, and the match started. So that made sense. Music's super important. The rock and wrestling connection back in the 1980s, like I said, when I was going to high school, this was super important. The music is super important for you to know. Like, say, Bret Hart, you know his music. You know Shawn Michaels' music. You know The Undertaker's music. You know Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. You know Hulk Hogan. Yeah, and that was the infancy of that. And you know Roddy Piper with the bagpipes. Everything. The next thing, too, the character. So storyline type of match, time allotted across the board. The music and the character is super important. The music has to fit the character. The character has to fit the music. Your place on the card. What are you going to do in your match? Is it going to be repetitive? Are you going to be the third person working the arm? Are you going to be the third person doing super kicks and DDTs? You need to know what's happening on the show in order to do this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the match. We're going to go back and forth between these. So the entrance in the PJ Hawks versus myself, and I'm going to break it down about what I was thinking, how I was, walking to the ring, what my looks meant, and all that stuff. So let's go to that right now. So here is the match. November 2nd, 2019, myself versus PJ Hawks. To give you a little bit of context about the storyline, like I said, I was trying to break PJ in the correct way because Luke, his father, who trained him, did not do a good job. That's kind of like the heel's truth right there. It's wrong, but it's the heel's truth. And each time I was trying to teach PJ a lesson, and I was beating him in each and every match up until this point where we both agreed it was going to be a hardcore match. Unlike his dad, who disagreed and told him you should not enter this match with this particular person. So PJ was already in over his head, had sympathy, and the building we were wrestling in, more specifically he was wrestling in, was where he wrestled during his amateur wrestling career. So there's story within the building as well. So let's go to right here, the entrance. Now, normally what happens is, you can see I got cold smoke. If I knew that, I would have been tempted to stop and do the old WCW revenge thing where I'd stand there and do this and look around. But this is where I mean business. I'm going straight to the ring, at least past the point where most guys and girls would stop. I am looking back and forth, but I'm power walking to the ring, not shaking hands. Well, thumbs down. Come on, that's mean. Now this look here is just kind of looking, pausing for a second. I know the handheld camera is right here. I know there's a handheld camera, and I know I need to stand there and really just have an internal clock of what I'm doing. Now, next, I look over here because this over here is where I'm getting the most amount of heat from the crowd, and also it's the bleachers where the hard camera is going to face. So right then and there, I know that I need to acknowledge and look around, acknowledge people, but not sell and say, shut up and do all that, because this is a very serious match. And I knew deep down this is probably my last match of any meaning I was going to have. So go here, I look here. There's a bunch of people that would think this feels like forever, but it's really like 5 to 7 seconds. Then what I do is I'm going to turn and look towards here, towards the entrance. So people now are conditioned that I'm waiting for PJ to come out because this is going to be a fight. This is a hardcore match. So I will look, probably a good 10 seconds, look back, and you see people start to look like who's coming. Right there, I'm looking. Then I'm going to turn, look to the ring because that's where everything, well, not everything, most of it's going to take place on the outside, but I'm looking like this is where it's going to go down. This is it. This is high noon. Another look. then slowly walk up the steps. Besides being unathletic, I don't want to blow my knee out jumping onto the apron like Brock Lesnar, but I also just take my time, look at that part of the crowd, then look here, and the handheld still has me. I'm aware of where the handhelds are, and I don't have to find them, but I want to do whatever I can to make sure they're there. The camera crew for Wildcat Sports is incredible. They caught everything. The commentary did a great job. You'll hear that when the audio comes on, when PJ comes in the ring. There's a couple of things that didn't go as planned here, and I needed to call an audible even before the match even started. So here I'm right here looking around, and the commentators are covering this, talking about the history, undefeated Wildcat Revolution champion, former Wildcat heavyweight champion, and here, normally here, this would be wrong. You could see how I'm going to go towards this way, but the hard camera is this way. This way towards the hard camera is where I'm going to end up. So like I said, this part of the crowd here is giving me the most amount of heat. So I want to at least say F you and throw my arms up in the air and then look at them. And as I turn, there's the hard camera right there. This part of the arena back here has been giving me a lot of heat. But I'm looking now over here. Now, I'm pretty intense here, so what I want to do is just kind of lean on the ropes and show I still have control of this situation. I'm still, even though all this is going on, I got an intense look, I'm leaning over the ropes because I need levels. Vince had told me a long time ago when I came out for my heat matches as Wacko Stevie and Stevie Night Heat, that I was coming out with too much energy and I need to top the energy off after that. Where's there to go except down? If the highest energy point is the entrance, which in the case of the Ultimate Warrior, he had to sustain all that energy from running out, wrestling, and everything else. So I learned that particular lesson from Vince that I really, really needed to kind of keep it kind of low key and then have gears throughout the match. So it's very, very important. And now PJ is going to have a lot of energy coming out. So it's the complete opposite of everything that I'm doing. We're polar opposites, baby. You know who the heel is now? If you never watched this storyline, now, here's the thing. I was supposed to come out second because I insisted on coming out second because I was a bigger star than PJ. Right there on commentary, I was even going to try to get the ring announcer to tell the fans that Stevie wants to come out second because he's a much bigger star than PJ to get a boo. All right, now it got flipped. My music hit first. The music hits, you're going. That's it. I'm so excited about the music. The music hits, that's it. You got to go. You can't just, it's kind of like once I hear that music, it shuts down, then they play the art music. It's, oh man, you've seen it. It's happened. But I have to clue the ref in right here. Right here, I'm saying, listen, we got to jumpstart this match. So when PJ comes in, I didn't say it like this. When PJ comes in, tell him to double like me right away. So we're working now, switching stuff up. And who knows if PJ's going to be nervous, not hear it, not know what to do. He did an excellent job. That's a spoiler right there. But I'm telling the ref, like as I'm looking, tell him to do that. Get out of the ring and tell PJ or catch him on the way to the ring. And then, I'm just letting him know, you got to tell him. Just reminding him, get him before he gets into the ring. And here's PJ. Yeah, PJ did what I would have done, the old WCW Revenge in front of the smoke. So he's running around. Thank God he did this and didn't just get into the ring. But the referee, see? No, I play the music. The referee is cluing him in when he runs around the ring. You can see it right here. The referee is catching him right there to tell him, and following him. It's just a passing thing. And then PJ gets into the ring. And this was an amazing camera cut. And that was really, really cool. The way he double-legged me and started working was awesome. Watch this. So boom. Nice bump right there. And
There
then
he goes!
here we go.
Right in the face of Stevie Richards!
Now, that's the entrance part of it. We're going to get back to the shine right now. You can tell he's jump starting it. It's not your standard shine. So with that being said, let's talk in detail about the shine. All right, so here's the ideal shine. And obviously what you just witnessed was an exception to the rule because of storyline and all the other stuff I talked about psychology-wise and the fact that I've been tormenting PJ and his entire family for months. So he's had enough. And of course, they switched the entrances. So we needed to think on the fly, call an audible, and do that. But the ideal shine is 100% for the babyface, which you're going to see. PJ dominates me in the first 4 to 5 minutes of the match to the point where I couldn't even get my jacket off. So that was pretty awesome. Wrestling, we're well past the point of this in the storyline. You see how you have to really think about the when, the where, the why not, all that stuff. No punching. He started punching me right away. But in the past 2 to 3 matches before that, he did nothing but wrestle. And the match is a hardcore match. So he's got to come out guns blazing, swinging for the fences. He's just got to go for the knockout punch like Rocky. No outside. We're breaking that rule as well. So, these things, like I'm saying, I'm going against them, but when you put the storyline into it. Now, what I would say heel, babyface is calm, heel gets out wrestled. Now, if you want to look at the perfect shine from one of the most perfect baby faces in wrestling history, watch any of Ricky Steamboat's matches. The Savage one at WrestleMania 3 was kind of booking 50-50 or 50-50 booking, but I love watching Ricky the Dragon Steamboat WCW versus Steve Austin, stunning Steve Austin, before he was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Those matches there were incredible. I think Steamboat versus Rude, did they have a 30-man Iron Man match? I know he had one with Dustin, I believe. Not Steamboat, I think Rick Rude. But Steamboat versus Rick Rude, amazing. Steamboat versus Ric Flair, a little bit more 50-50 booking, but the struggle and the fight was amazing. So this is the ideal shine. What you're watching with this match is really the build-up and the climax from all the ideal shines, and then me as a heel getting over and going over on PJ. So you just have to keep that in mind. There's always going to be like different elements in these. It's not a one-size-fits-all professional wrestling match, but you need to know these basic fundamentals before you try to really kind of use some creative liberty, so to say, okay, this fit. Don't make a round things fit in a square. Good Lord. A round peg fit in a square hole. Good Lord. I need you, James. I need you to finish my sentences for me. So let's go, and we're going to examine this shine during this hardcore match. And obviously, like I said, it's not the ideal shine, but it's the ideal shine for this particular storyline.
The Prodigy taking it straight to the hardcore icon.
Now, I will say this about PJ. At this time, he was extremely green, and he was getting a lot of extra kicks and punches and kind of like just egg beater type things, as Kevin Nash would. He's just throwing punches. He has to be vicious, but at the same time, I'd rather him do this and we peel back than say, hit me more. But it is a bit much.
This is adrenaline.
And I'm trying to get the shoulder up to block him from hitting me so much, which he's hurting my shoulder with the punches. Now, he took his jacket off. My jacket is still on. So there's psychology that I don't even have enough time to take my jacket off. And the commentators later on do an incredible job of telling that story as well.
How you going to treat a legend like this, huh?
So PJ's working me right here, and he's the one that's going to unzip my jacket and start chopping me here. But like I said, he's throwing punches. I'm trying to set him up, like hit me into the table there. And here's where, like, basically, we're going to fight on the outside. So basically, the shine.
Oh, my God!
Vicious chop.
He didn't even give Stevie
right
a
in the
chance
nipple.
to take his jacket off.
I got to get out of here.
This is all that PJ can do right now. Let that adrenaline, let that intensity, let that fire.
I want him to hit me one more time, but I know that I don't want a third. We got to get outside over the rail, so I'll put myself over the rail. I'm out of here, everybody. Good luck, everybody. Now, this is a good this is a good little piece of business because the handheld's trying to follow, but it's chaotic right here. Like this right here with the people, the sea of people, and really makes it look like everything here is just chaotic in the middle and in a sea of people. It's really, really cool. So they're trying to see that. I wish the handheld, they got to zoom in on that. I wish the handheld would have got there a lot quicker.
Amateur match in this very building, taking it straight to the heart.
And by the way, we're not calling anything. We're just walking and talking and finding things. So the table spot that's coming up was my stupid fault because I had a back injury. You could see I have K-tape on my back, and I just wrestled the night before in Boston, and Nunzio was trying to break my arm. So I was beaten down pretty good, but my back was feeling it. I had a severe back injury, but I was an idiot. Watch what I do. I wish the handheld got around here. I was kind of shutting them down. We're working around a table here, and you can see in a second.
Outside the ring, for a mat specialist like PJ,
you could say we're on top of the table. He's kicking just a lot of kicks. Just he's there, but it's just too many of the same thing. There, I cut him off a little bit. Like I said, I'm giving it. This is where the opposite. Like I talk about hope spots, where we're going to talk about. But the heel can't die either, torn to shine. I can't just let him. I got to fight back a little bit and then give it right back to him, which I do.
Because he is a boy.
Just because his father's name is Luke Hawks.
I'm trying to put him on the table here. I wish the handheld would get here. But this is a good shot anyway. I'm getting up on the table, tell him to sweep my leg, and I get my leg sweeped. Now, the table didn't break, so I am the table. Shout out to Matthew once again at Botchamania. That was the table. So you can see the handheld's going to make its way around. I still like this shot. There we go. This here, just an awesome shot of everything right there. I almost like the voyeuristic aspect of if you're watching from the first row, that's what you're seeing. And then it cuts to this right here. So we're still in the shine. And he's just working me all over the place. Is he out wrestling me? No, but we're going to break it down. This fight's going to break down into a wrestling match soon enough.
Biased or not, even I am surprised at the tenacity that
I just I start directing him here to like, okay, hit me against there. I put my hand on the table. You're going to see a trash can soon too. And I'm just trying to get away from him here. So, I love this shot. I still love this shot. I think it's awesome. And I'm just stumbling. Then I find, okay, hit me in the trash can.
Come on.
Now you're going to see a little cue that I do right here when he kicks me down, which is great because he's still being rough with me. But watch my right hand. Hit me with that. Hit me. Here we go. All right here. Hit me with that. I don't know what she's trying to do. Man, I must be a good heel. Have people trying to attack me. Little note about that. I wrestled in Puerto Rico, and I remember I wrestled one of Carlos Colon's kids, and he was saying, when we go to the outside, do not do anything to me. Because the minute I start beating the babyface up, they're going to attack me. They were already throwing batteries at me and everything like that. But when we were outside of the ring, I didn't do anything. Any of the stuff you saw during the shine here, I gave it to him until we got on the other side of the railing where people could not attack me.
What kind of class act does this?
This is what was pushed.
Referee selling too. The referee did a great job, by the way. He's a really good kid. He did a great job staying out of the way, but still kind of enforcing. Now, right here is also a mistake. He doesn't need to jump on me. He should have went straight to the back and got the weapon he's about to get.
Any trouble right now? He's taking
Oh my God!
See, just the kicks. They're just extracurricular. They mean nothing.
This is a side.
This is where it's going to get good.
He even knew he was capable of it. I think
I like this camera angle right here, and I like that camera angle
grabbing
too.
something.
Camera crew did an incredible job capturing everything that they could. We tried to clue them into stuff, but we got a fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher.
Whoop, whoop.
This shot here, that's awesome. That's really good.
I'm not going to be happy about this.
He can't do that.
See, this is where inexperienced too. PJ's already showing it. He's looked at me. I should have cut him off, but it's not time yet. He needs to do more. If I even just shut him down for a second and get my jacket off, it's a little bit of a disconnect. I still got the jacket on. I don't have a break. I don't have time to breathe. I don't have time to take a breath. That's the whole psychology behind this type of hardcore match, Shine by PJ. By the way,
No, he can't do that.
this was a prop fire extinguisher that was like a hard, very hard rubber. And it still hurt like hell. I don't know if the metal one, like the taser, I don't know if the metal fire extinguisher would have had more give. This thing was, I think they put it in a freezer or something. My God, it hurt.
God.
I'm like, hit me again. I'm an idiot. Hit me again. I'm an idiot.
Stevie Richards with that fire extinguisher.
Okay, that hurts. You're choking me. You're choking me with a fire extinguisher. This doesn't feel good. Now I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Disappeared. PJ will
Oh,
do
no, I'm not.
what it
Hit me in the
takes.
back.
Look at
I'm
this.
an idiot.
I've
Now
never
I'm out
seen
of here.
him like this.
Okay. All right. Don't hit me again. Don't hit me again. I'm going to fucking. Now, here's a good part here. Now, begging off and going, no, please, no, kind of Ric Flair type stuff. It's kind of gotten to a point of parody. But in this sense, I've always been a dominant, in a dominant position against PJ. I've never begged off, never did any of this stuff in previous matches. And now I'm going to do just that.
But he had to tap into a next level. He had to move up to a next level.
And I'm glad he put the fire extinguisher down because I needed to use it and find it in a bit. So, trash can here. And we covered the trash can, by the way, in the weapons episode. And you could see the lid has been completely kind of like taken care of and didn't have a handle on it.
You can't treat a legend like this.
Do it,
Stevie
PJ.
Richards.
Do it. Hit him in his face.
Don't do it. Oh!
Very good trash can shot. Another one right there. Now, what happened there was you might think, well, you hit him in the back too. Well, yeah, because I needed to get down in position. You can see right here, I'm in a position to throw the Stevie kick. So he needed to bring, if I just took the head shot, I could still drop to a knee or something, but the back shot kind of woke me up where the head shot sort of knocked me silly. So it's kind of like the back shot kind of woke me up and made me aware, okay, I gotta get out of this.
Last act. What a nice kid.
Russo, you talked about how this was the wheelhouse of Stevie Richards. This was his backyard.
Now, I want to say, too, when we do this, he belly-to-bellies me, which he barely got me over. But usually in this sense, during the Shine, you don't want to get a false finish. But once again, the exception of the rule. He's beaten me up so much. Why wouldn't I make it like to where he almost it was a rout. It was a 5-minute match. He squashed me, and that was the end of it. And I did consider that. I did consider him just running through me if we had another match down the line. But I needed to get some heat on him, so we kind of reconsidered that.
Are you surprised at how PJ, it's been all PJ from the beginning.
That's it. Maybe here. Only a 2.
And I put myself in a position where he can headlock me here.
Absolutely. Stevie still hasn't even taken off his jacket.
No.
This has been
Commentary is amazing. I hate to keep stopping it, but they are covering everything and telling and translating this story to anybody watching this match. It's really awesome. Great job, guys. And it's a 3-person booth, which is so hard to pull off.
an absolute surprise. If you told me that PJ would be in control the first 5+ minutes of this match, it would have been crazy.
I know that Luke Hawx particularly warned.
See, PJ, in his inexperience, didn't really give me a way out of it, but he turned me over. He's going to give me some cross faces. Thank you for not killing me with these.
We also saw what happened to Luke Hawx with the years.
All right, so that is the Shine. The heat is about to start. The heat spot's about to come on. Now we're going to talk about the prospect, or the basically the fundamentals of the heat. We'll go back to that Drew Golak PowerPoint presentation. So now we're going to talk about the heat. The ideal heat right here is obviously the heel, not the babyface. The babyface will have sympathy when the heel gets heat on the babyface. A heat spot, a slower pace, cheating, heel aggressive, babyface down. You know why I'm a heel? Because I spelled aggressive wrong. I have the wrong file. So this isn't the updated file for this. Hey, math, spelling, I can work technology a little bit. This is the ideal heat. Once again, I'm giving the exception to the rules. The ideal heat, I would say, watch Memphis in the 80s. The heels like Austin Idol, Randy Savage, the Road Warriors at one point, when Lawler was a heel, whoever came through, Ric Flair is a heel. These are the ideal heels that have the ideal heat. Very simplified, very easy. Now, we are going to slow the pace down. That part we have. We do have a heat spot, but it's not via cheating. And of course, I'm being aggressive and I'm keeping PJ mostly down while giving him some hope spots, which we'll get to in a second. So let's get to the video and take a look at that.
Taking off his career. We all know the stories. Oh! What happened to Stevie? There's a Stevie
Okay.
kick.
That was my desperate attempt. I left the tee out. Left the tee out for savings. My desperate attempt just to create some space, just to get that breath, just to get a breather. And you can see right here,
Right to the
I almost
face,
fall
through the
down.
trash
I'm
can,
stumbling,
That might be it.
and I'm just kind of hanging on the
Just
rope,
like that.
hanging on the second
job,
rope,
Stevie.
looking around like, what
Punish
the
that
hell just
child.
happened? And I'm still keeping my jacket on until a particular point here. I'm just getting up. PJ's starting to get up here. I used the trash can lid, and I just kind of graze him with it. It's not a great shot. I should have kind of like Barney Rubbled him, but I was trying to let go to have it wrap around, but it fell short. So that was my mistake right there. Now I started looking for the fire extinguisher. Now I'm starting to come too. I'm starting to kind of get my bearings. The cobwebs are now going away a little bit. Great handheld camera shot there. Now here is really, really important. I got to take my time. I'm slowing the pace down, and I'm going to show you how I protect them, even with a prop. You can see right here. You can see right here, I'm holding this with my hand, and I'm going to butt it up against his head. So as I hit him,
What's that got to do with
I'm
this
going to
wrestling?
pause it right here.
He's trying to show PJ Hawks that he is in over his head.
Right there, my hand is covering. I'm hitting him with it. He's getting hit, but it's my hand. It's there. It's hard in a safe, somewhat safe place. And then I hit him. He goes down. And Luke Hawk's thing is this. So I do this afterwards as an insult to Luke and everybody, and go all the way around.
Mocking the Hawks family.
He's mocking him. Are you kidding me?
Commentary's covering it great.
The whole
I put
family's
it
a
down
freaking joke.
I know that Stevie Richards
because
is a legend.
I knew I was going to go back to it, but I wanted to put it down, think about what's next, and go, you know what? I'm not done with the fire extinguisher, and I'm going to teach this punk a little bit of a lesson. It was very deliberate, very thought out. I wasn't confused, but I was acting like, oh, I'll go to something else. No, I'm going to go back to this.
It's the way he goes about this, Chris. This is just the disrespect. And that's what this matchup is all about. It's about respect.
Now, here what I do is I'm looking down at PJ, and I'm like, I got the fire extinguisher. You're helpless, and I'm going to hit you. Then I put him. He keeps trying to get up, I should say, and I put him back down. So you can see right here. He's trying to get up. I put the foot on him, around.
He done to earn. Oh my God!
Nice one right there. Referee is selling it, not overselling
No
it.
grandkids for Luke
And
Hawks,
now,
huh?
as the commentary says, I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel it.
Oh, now Stevie's feeling good.
Yeah, Stevie,
There
now
we
he's good.
go,
Now he's
baby.
taking jacket finally.
See, and the belt's going to come off. And basically, the psychology of this is I'm going to give you the beating that your father never did. I'm going to spank you like your father. I'm going to give the discipline that your father never gave you. That's the psychology of using the belt, which
Yes.
will come back to haunt
Yes.
us.
Looks like the belt's coming off too.
Clark Kent's turning into Superman, baby. Here we go.
I know that PJ asked for this, but even someone, he's the future of this business.
Now, when I hit that first shot, I'm going to point to the back at Luke, who might be watching there, and I'm going to point to the camera, whoever's watching, especially Luke, family members, anybody.
Whipped.
And I'm saying get up so he can get in position to get hit again.
Justice. Does Stevie Richards feel that this is what he has to do?
Punish him, Stevie. Punish him.
Now, when I pick him up, he's going to start fighting. There's a hope spot. Now, we're going to talk about hope spots. They're peppered throughout this match, throughout the heat especially. That's a hope spot right there. Just that one punch, and then I'm just going to rake his face and get rough with him.
How despicable he has to be. Tough love from Stevie Richards.
And I just figured, rather than just giving chops, I'm going to chop him with the belt. PJ's already chopped me. I haven't chopped him, but I'm going to do this because I want him to give it back to me during the heat, which is still, once again, a lengthy hope spot. But that's what it is. And as a matter of fact, we'll probably go back to the hope spot and then explain that a little bit in depth because it does go back and forth throughout the entire heat.
Continuing
Those
with the
don't
belt,
tickle, by the way.
For the child.
lashing.
Now, this here, where you're doing the hangman spot with the belt, what I do when I wrap it around somebody, if they're not selling, I just give a little tug on the belt to make them kind of, feel it for a second and let them know we're about to go. And also show the people I'm tightening the belt around his throat, not with the buckle, but just this, because it's easier to control like that. The buckle thing, things can go wrong. Plus the length of the buckle, his feet are going to totally touch, and it's going to be, the disbelief is going to be over there because you're going to be like, his feet are touching. Camera people did a great job because the tips of his feet were touching, and they did not shoot that. So here we go.
To PJ Hawks is Stevie
Little
Richards.
thing right there. Boom. See? I had to just give him a little bit.
Lashing into PJ Hawks is Stevie Richards.
Boom, to show him. Yeah, he didn't like that. I didn't like it either, but I had to do it, PJ.
Now the belt
He's
around
fighting.
the
That's a hope
neck.
spot. Just that little bit.
No.
This is a hope spot. Trying to
do
stay
not
and
hang
make
him.
him.
Do not
And I
hang
did
him.
make a mistake because the trash can lid right there was over here. And I sort of played, I sort of telegraphed what's about to happen.
Now this is going too far.
But
This is going
I
too
needed
far.
to do it. I'm stepping on his knee,
Stevie,
his
come on
feet,
now.
and letting him,
He's like a
sitting
kid.
him
This is
down.
the- oh my
Now
God.
when he does that,
Don't
I
do
rear back.
this.
Watch.
Stevie.
When I know his tip toes are touching, or tippy toes, I literally, there's levels even within this heat spot or this move that he's struggling. It's a hope spot, and then I end up rearing back on it. So this is technically a hope
He's like
spot.
a kid.
Fighting.
Oh my
gosh.
Once he
Don't
touches,
do
I
this.
know. Now I
Stevie.
rear back.
Oh my God.
It's tight, but he's not
Call
going to be in
this
there
off,
too long
guys.
to do this.
That's it.
That's a hope spot. This is a lengthy hope spot
just like
right
that,
here
PJ calls
that I'm going to
separation.
You
take
must
back.
choke him out.
So while we're here, I'm going to go back to the presentation. Here's the hope spot considerations. Shorter is better. Each one is a hope spot within this and a little bit longer. The babyface is staying alive. The heel shuts down the babyface, which I'm going to do in just a minute. The heel is still aggressive. The babyface is selling, getting sympathy. The heel is aggressive. And I need to give up babyface the way out. You just saw that. I was choking him. The trash can lid, I had to slide it over. That was his out from there. So let's go back to the match.
Stevie is dazed. Trash can led straight to the face.
So I'm staying here, opened
Now
up
PJ
for the
has
belt
the
shot.
leather belt.
Oh, look at this.
I want another one. Hit me harder. I'm saying hit me harder. Now I'm going to
Just
sell
like
to
an
my feet.
X-rated, PJ whipping Stevie
It didn't make as
Richards.
much of a
How you
sound,
gonna
but
be
it was
a man
harder.
with his own
Now here
belt?
comes the chops.
Well, simple. It's a little taste.
Oh!
You were perfectly fine when it was Stevie whipping PJ.
Well, PJ
Good
deserves
shots,
it.
PJ.
Stevie doesn't. He is a true legend of pro wrestling.
I'm trying to just
He
move my
doesn't
body
deserve
around
to
here
get
and
treated
there.
like this by someone stupid
Now he's going to try to
boy.
choke me. Now, the mistake here, he should have tried to run me all the way across. But he just turned around and it was a safer version. I wasn't great at doing that. I could have did a lot better. But he's trying to choke me here.
A taste of his
And
own
I'm saying throw
medicine.
me over the ropes. And he just turned around and threw me right there where we
PJ
were at.
Hawks, who celebrated his 21st birthday last night, is
great.
proving that
Yeah,
he is
just
not
get
a
this
boy
off me.
Harper. He is a
There he
man,
goes.
and he's
Oh,
gonna
now he
prove it
tightened the
by
belt
choking
buckle, I
down
think.
Stevie
Look at
Richards.
this.
So he's going to throw me over. And I'm going to land here. And what I did was
Look at
position
PJ now,
myself
return it.
to do some up kicks to him because that's my way of getting out.
Favor.
I mean, even maybe this is going too far, PJ.
Now, afford me a little bit of compassion here because I have a broken neck, a fused neck way back, a vocal implant. I'm on my second one. So I'm a little bit protective of my neck and throat area.
Even his dad doesn't act like this. Maybe he got this from his mama.
Kicks to the face. PJ having to let go.
I'm like, oh my
Out of the
God.
ring. I know it's no disqualification.
I'm a little blown up there. I'm looking for the chair. It's the wrong chair. I'm like, nah, not that chair. I'm not going after that chair. I do end up grabbing the chair.
The way that these two are going at it.
I'm like, oh man, I can't do anything with this chair. It's too heavy. Walk around, I'll get the folding chair, the steel folding chair, bring it in the ring. And this is where, in a hardcore match, I think is the easiest heat spot ever. PJ's still down. I'm giving him time to recover. And what happens in a hardcore match?
Saying that, you don't know what he's been through, but on the Revolution Rumble,
I love that.
Show you.
That's a hope spot right there. This right here is a hope spot.
But on the Revolution,
PJ went after it. He went after the chair first. Nobody told him to do that. For having that little experience to know I got to at least go for the chair and get to it first, because if I don't, I'm in trouble. That was excellent.
He's going to show you exactly
now I give him
what
one
it is.
kick, just one good kick.
And what does that mean? Maybe
Set him up.
PJ ruining his future.
What's this?
Now I flip it around, thinking you're going to hit him with the bad side of the chair. But you can see what a wrestling match is about to break out during a hardcore match.
It's uncalled for.
Stop it.
It's
Stop
unnecessary. There's class.
That's my favorite. The commentators really, really covered this once again. They did a great job. And I did look over them and say, man, you liked that, didn't you? Put a little bit of humor and levity into it.
Teasing the fans and then giving them exactly what they don't want. It's as if Stevie is offended by everyone in this building, that he feels he hasn't gotten the credit that he rightfully deserves.
I'm offended that he has to even come to the Pontchartrain Center here.
We did need a little bit of a rest. We needed a little, we're not resting, but the fans, it's going to pick up. So we needed to take them on the roller coaster ride and get a little bit of a low, obviously during the heat spot, slower pace, not as cool, not the cool moves there. And here we go.
And wrestle against someone's bastard child with all the success
Wow,
he's had in pro wrestling.
See, that's where I got to set it up. That's some things just have to be set up. If you have more experience, I'd rather err on the side of caution that way, or knowing that I need to put him through that chair or drop toe hold him on that chair.
PJ Hawk's firing up. This audience getting behind the Prodigy. Gets through. Oh, and
It wasn't great. I covered him.
Is that enough? Cover.
I've been there. I got longer hair, so I can afford to do it. When I had shorter hair, it's hard taking the drop toe hold in the chair. Dreamer takes it awesome, even on the back of the chair and things like that. But he's really driving his head into the chair. It's not a great feeling. The hair really kind of masked it. But I had to shut him down and keep him down, because now we're going to go into another hope spot and then into the finish. It's a little bit inversed or inverted, but just stick with me. It's a good roller coaster ride. Good camera shots. He's just looking around.
Covers are few and far between right now, especially for Stevie. I'm actually surprised.
Now, this was weak here, but I didn't have a stop sign or something. I wanted to hit it as hard as I could.
Oh,
Yes!
I still hit it, but it didn't make the sound. It was just kind of a little bit of a miss. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. Now, there's Big Stevie Cole.
No more future Hawks kids. He's doing us a favor.
So now what I'm calling for is a pile driver. Now, the psychology behind this is the commission doesn't want a pile driver. Like, for real, legitimately, the New Orleans or Louisiana, I should say, State Athletic Commission, you don't want pile drivers. They're banned. They're banned, much like they were in storyline and maybe in real life in Memphis. We weren't allowed to do it, but I was allowed to try it. So, and didn't clue anybody in on the card, because then everybody be trying pile drivers and getting backdropped, or in this case, belly to bellied. So I kept that to myself. I was a little bit selfish there. Here we go. Go for the pile driver. Now the commentators called it Stevie T, but that's fine.
What, a Dayton freaking high school? What's this?
Stevie going for the Stevie T.
Now the reaction of the heel commentator was really good here. Listen to when I pick up, he gets, oh my God, before he even said he's going to pile drive him.
Maybe a Stevie.
Oh, wait.
Now PJ should have kicked that leg out like a kickstand to block. That should have been, he blocked, then he kicked it out, and shouldn't even have come up out of that.
For a pile driver.
I want to say this too. the way he snatches me for the belly to belly, it sounds almost like a chop. I turned the volume down on the iPad, but you could probably hear it.
Oh,
Look at that.
Let's go back to that. Listen to this.
for a pile driver.
Look at that.
Oh, belly to
Very
belly
nice.
from PJ Hawks, the amateur
Cover there.
background.
Cover now.
Now he makes a mistake here, just to give me just stomps for no reason before he goes up on the turnbuckle. He should have fired up, pointed to the turnbuckle and went up there.
Oh, only a 2 count.
He
Stay
rushed
on
it a
him.
little
He's gotta
bit. See
stay
it?
on him. He's
Rabbit
got, now that
punch,
he's got the offense,
a
he's gotta
kick.
stay
It just,
on Stevie Richards.
it's not necessary, but
Maybe that's
I understand
the
where
lack
he's
of
coming from.
experience PJ Hawks
Good
is
sell.
trying to
Good
go
sell
up
there.
top.
Going up.
Desperate
Look at
times
this.
calls for desperate measures, and sometimes you got to be extreme to take care of.
Now I give him credit too, by the way. He jammed me on the Stevie kick where I hit him in the stomach, but he didn't take a bump. He backed up, and then I hit him with the one to the face.
Your opponent in a match like this.
Oh!
Ah, he caught him.
Oh! First one didn't
That's
connect,
gotta be
second
it.
one did. Is that it?
No!
Now you notice what's missing from here, and I'm going to tell you right now, because this, once again, is an exception to the rule, but the comeback. High pace, high energy, babyface fights back, heel bumps, face aggressive, time to go home. Okay, we condensed this down into heat, and then right, the comeback and the finish was basically PJ fighting back from the beer bottle, and then from there, we went home. He hit me with the beer bottle, which meant he was being aggressive. Now, right there, the psychology of the finish, which we're going to get into when it plays, but all this stuff kind of is very much condensed into the actual finish, and then the hope spots are mixed in with almost looking like it's going to be a comeback, but it's a mini comeback, which is basically a long hope spot. It can get very complicated and complex. That's why you need these fundamentals in order to really have a solid overall wrestling match. That's the beauty of it. I'll get to it too at the end. It's such a great choose your own adventure to make pretend you can take all these different paths within a match. Let's get back to the video.
2 count.
You see, if PJ was smart, he would have just stayed down for 3 because all he's going to get is pure torture from now on.
That's not 1, that's not 2, that's 3 Stevie kicks. And how much more?
See, I hit him with 3 Stevie kicks. Pretty much in my mind, it's my last match. I might as well go all out. The kid has been just getting an incredible amount of sympathy. I've been getting so much heat on him throughout many matches. So I want him to have the biggest launching pad for his career after this. Hey, by the way, this is probably where I owe Shawn Michaels some AdSense money.
Going to take to keep the young prodigy down. Stevie Richards calling for one more. Adding insult to injury.
This might be the one for Stevie to square up and knock the 21-year-old now, well, out cold.
I love that. The 21-year-old, they're planting the seeds. Once again, 21 years old. Keep that in mind. He was literally legally allowed to drink that day. So that's what prompted me to really put the finish that I wanted forth in this match. It came together very nicely.
Nice! Right in the face.
That's it.
2.
No!
Okay, Stevie kick, hook with one leg. Stevie kick to start the heat just because I needed breathing room. Stevie kick to the stomach, didn't do much of anything except stun him and then open his face up. Stevie kick, one hook of the leg or hook of the one leg, 1-2 kick out. Here, Stevie kick,
Nice!
hook
Right in
both
the
legs.
face.
That's
There.
it.
2.
Still kicks out.
You
My
gotta
face
be-
is different right
What?
now. Looking like what? I didn't want to be over the top, temper tantrum, any of that stuff. But I do get up and kind of grab my hair like, what am I going to do?
How many Stevie kicks is it going to take?
I don't
That
know.
was as square of a shot as Stevie would ever hit on that Stevie kick.
And now a surprise.
I'm not overdoing it because I don't have much time. I got to get to the back and then I come back. And I told the story about the broken beer bottle and it accidentally broke in the back. So I didn't want it out there and smashed or just break if somebody touched it. So I left it in the back, and that finished, like, literally, we came up with this finish probably 10, 15 minutes before the actual match. So I needed to think on my feet, and everybody did a great job.
You see the frustration on the face of Stevie Richards, but maybe he doesn't realize what he's awoken in the
Where's
heart
Stevie
of PJ
going?
Hawks. And where is he going?
I should have stayed in the back. I was blowing sky high. I was winded.
He's thrown everything he possibly can at this young kid.
Well, not the kitchen sink. He might be going for that.
PJ's doing an amazing job selling and staying down. The ref's doing a great job. Cameraman, commentators, awesome stuff. Here I come.
He got a
Wow,
beer
nice
bottle.
zoom in. Broken beer bottle.
Well, he is 21, so he's legal to drink now. So
I
Yeah,
mean,
but I don't think
this
he's going
but's
to
for
feed
you.
him up a bottle.
Well, whatever.
This is not what he had in mind, Harper.
This is definitely taking and stealing from Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard, Starrcade 85, I Quit match in a cage where Tully broke the chair and was trying to stab Magnum in the head where they were already both bleeding. Yeah, thank you, Magnum and Tully. Thank you.
I do not like the way that Stevie's holding that bottle in his hand.
I love how he's holding it.
Don't
Great
do
move.
this, Stevie.
There you go. The
Good.
fight.
He's just trying to block the shot.
So technically, this is kind of a hope spot into the comeback, into the finish, all kind of condensed into this one spot.
That glass gets on PJ in any way, shape, or form. That's it.
Oh, whatever.
That's
He asked
it.
for
The emotion, the struggle, has been the struggle of the
Great. Look at that. Right there. What a great camera angle. Great camera angle. This here with this right into his face. Close. It's closer than it looks. PJ said it was pretty damn close.
Wildworth for this entire year.
Shots to the gut.
Now, here is what I said in the weapons episode. Looking at this, I'm not going to take it here. Even though it is candy glass, it can still get in my eyes, it can cut your face. I wanted it back here, and I was still picking glass out for like 3 to 4 days. Here we go.
Oh my God!
What did we just see?
And that's it.
Wow!
That's it.
Okay, so right there, we have basically, we took the basic fundamentals of a professional wrestling match and we kind of turned it all on its ear. We kind of had exceptions to the rule, but we still stayed within the rules of the basic fundamentals of a professional wrestling match. And I just show that because, number one, I know people say I beat myself all the time and I'm hard on myself. I'm very proud of this match. I'm very proud of everybody, the referee, the camera operators, the editors, the people that did the sound, the commentators, PJ Hawks, Luke Hawks, everybody that had anything to do with this. I'm proud of the product, the work I put out in this match as my final match, storyline-wise. I had one match after that just to come back at Wildcat and be the opening match. But this here is what I consider to be my last match as a full-time active professional wrestler, and I couldn't be prouder. And I'm very, I look back on this match with a lot of sentimental thoughts and feelings, and PJ and Luke have gone on to be incredible workers, even more incredible than they were during this time. And that's it. This here, like I said, the fundamentals. Learn to crawl before you can walk, and then you can do all these things and create the exceptions, not gaslight yourself into believing the exceptions do fit within the guardrails of the rules, but you see how I can creatively put these in here and still put all those elements and then kind of mix them up and keep the fans and the people watching, even the boys and girls in the back watching on the monitor, keep them guessing and say, this isn't a standard wrestling match. This isn't even a standard hardcore match. Wait a minute, beer bottle. PJ's 21 years old. The finish, and that's what we're going to talk about with the finish. That was my closing remarks, but let's talk about the finish and why I came up with this finish. I came up with the finish because PJ had just turned 21. I've been acting like a really, really bad father figure to him. 21 years old, coming of age, trying to break out of his dad's shadow, trying to break away from me, who would not leave him alone for months and months and months. This was basically the climax of all these different things in his childhood and then becoming a man. And then the beer bottle and all the stuff at the finish was just really a metaphor for him turning 21 and becoming a man and then winning the match and then getting this albatross off his back, out of his life, this negative influence. It was all that stuff wrapped into one. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode 15. We'll be back with James for episode 16. If you'd like to see more of this kind of stuff, we're presenting it in a little bit different of a way because I wanted to capture the audio, and this right now is the easiest way technology-wise to do so. So if you want to see more breakdowns, dedicated breakdowns and analysis like the last channel had, please let me know in the comments. And of course, subscribe, click the bell to get notified. I have Stevie Richards Fitness. Check that out. And also, according to you, I'm going to have a gaming channel very soon on the old Wrestling Analysis channel. Also, James, my co-host, who isn't here this week, he'll be back next week. Like I said, James has 2 books, one on Owen Hart, one on The Rock. Also, WSI, excellent interviews, story time with Dutch Mantel as well. But most importantly, thank you guys so much. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great week.